Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of StarCraft Inc. Today is an excellent day because I am bringing you DreamHack, and this game is between Roxas BratOK as the Blue Terran over here on the right side of Terminus Re, that's the map, and Morrow is the Red Zerg up in the top left. Now, Morrow was in last year's DreamHack, and man, if you keep getting invited to DreamHack, you know you're up there, you know you're one of the better players around, and he is indeed. But last year, he was knocked out by OGSMC right away. I think OGSMC, I think he lost one game to Morrow. Yeah, he only lost one game, because I remember one of the lines from Morrow. He was like, man, if I can take a game off OGSMC, Idra can beat him. But then Idra got slapped around like a silly girl, and that didn't go the way he wanted it to go. But over here, like I said, Roxas BratOK, he is a Russian player, I believe? Yeah, I think so. And he is a phenomenal Terran player. If you look down this guy's win list, he's got first places all over the place. Going back right to beta, he was very successful in beta. Back even before Diamond existed, he was always at the top of Platinum. Then when Diamond was released, he's at the top of Diamond. And this guy is just fantastic from the beginning. He's never been bad. And he actually started sorry, no, it was Morrow. Morrow started as a Terran player, switched to Zerg for whatever reason, but you know, every race needs their representatives, and Zerg is lucky to have Morrow. So guys, appreciate that switch, and you don't want another Terran player, because there's too many and they scare me. And you know, that's my opinion. That's my opinion. So BratOK, he seems to be going. He's got a. Where's his stuff? There's his stuff. He's got that single gas. So far, nothing crazy. That looks like it's just gonna be for maybe a tech lab, something like that. I predict a tech lab. That is my prediction. We'll see if I'm right or wrong. And over from the Zerg player, we do have that fast expand, which is pretty standard because this is a long freaking map, and that was a hatch before pool, so very ballsy. And BratOK did scout him, so that is going to leave him open to some early pressure if BratOK decides to do so, and it looks like he is, with a single Marine crossing the map. And Morrow found his opponent as well, scouting him as much as possible. And wow, that was not a good situation for BratOK. He lifted off his barracks to move it, and Morrow is denying him from landing it. This is, oh, what a setback for Roxas. And he's going to try to do a bunker contain, but when he can't produce Marines, he's only got 2 out. That is not going to go well for him. And the 1 Marine is out, but he's going to be gangbanged by Morrow's drones. And he gets surrounded. He's not even going to be able to finish this bunker. He has to abandon this. He's trying to micro his Marines to the best of his abilities. 1 Marine goes down, and now there's 2 SCVs. The bunker gets canceled, and the 2 SCVs are going to try to pick off drones. They need to get some sort of, you know, they need to catch up. They need to do some damage because this barracks was delayed so much from landing. We are seeing a factory, so I was wrong. No tech lab on the way, and the gas, early gas here was to save up for that factory. What is he doing? Oh, he's waiting. Okay. Yeah, he kind of lifted that off a little bit early. Although I suppose, yeah, never mind. I'm just talking out my ass. Suppose if you're not gonna build on it until it's got that reactor, there's no such thing as too early. So, whatever, guys. I apologize. I apologize. An episode of South Park comes to mind. Oh, we have. Look at this little hidden base. I don't know what's gonna come of that. That is an interesting choice for a number of reasons. Look at this. Why did he take that? This base has less mineral patches, and it's remote. Why did he choose that? I am so curious as to what BratOK has in mind, but if the Zerg scouts that, it's going to be really difficult for BratOK to defend it. And if he's going to want to make it easy to defend, he's going to have to throw up a PF, but that'll cut into his economy. BratOK comes in here with 2 Hellions, which he committed a lot of time teching, and there's no tech lab on the factory, so that means we're not going to see siege tanks anytime soon, and the Hellions did no damage, so, but he didn't lose them either, so that's good. It would be terrible if he'd lost them. Now there is an SCV transfer going down here, and hopefully the Zerg player does not spot that in any way, shape, or form, but there's no way he's going to. A Marine patiently waiting for this Overlord to get hungry and come back to land for food. What do Overlords eat? What do they... I don't even know. They're just just always kind of chilling up in the sky, and they never ask for anything. They're very polite. Very polite. So Mouse Morrow's just doing his thing, man. Just doing his thing. He's getting that Zergling speed, which is kind of late for that, but whatever. Whatever floats your boat, right? And Stim coming out for the Terran side of things. And there's the Tech Lab. See, I predicted it all along. I knew a Tech Lab was coming. I knew it. See? Right there. There it is. God, I'm so good at this game. Huh. Jeez. Yeah. Yeah. 1 second. I'm going to take a drink. So, guys, I'm not going to cast every game of this series. I'm just going to cast one game from each series that I want to cast, just to give you guys a good showcase of players you may or may not have seen already. But I'm going to try to show you them at their best, so maybe these players can accrue new fans from you guys. Last year, or not last year, but Winter DreamHack, I cast every single game. And by the time I was done uploading them, DreamHack wasn't even relevant anymore. So that's why I'm not going to cast them all. There's no way I can get through them all and get them all up before people stop caring. So I'm just going to give you the best rated games from each series, and hopefully you guys enjoy those. I know I'm going to have a blast casting them. DreamHack is one of my favorite series. I watched it live in the winter. I didn't get a chance to watch it live this year. I'm going to try to breeze through them. But, man, I freaking love this tournament. This is one of my favorite tournaments out there. Better than GSL, better than MLG. I love you, DreamHack. I think it's because it's over so fast, and, like, I like the invite system. How it's, like, a very select few players. It's not, like, all 200, like, Grandmaster players. So, I don't know. I don't know. I can't even explain it to you. We do have a Spire coming out for Mouse Morrow, and is he going to go Corruptor into Broodlord, or is he going to go Muto? What are we going to see here? We do have melee weapons 1, so maybe melee weapons really kind of says to me Broodlord. No, we've got Muta. He's going Muta, and here comes a Siege Tank Marine push. Hellions over here checking the towers, and the Hellions might join this army. I don't know if they will, but a scan goes down to deny creep tumors before the tanks can siege. We have Lings bum rushing them, trying to bring down the tanks. But the Marines pull back to the Hellions. I didn't think they would live, but somehow BratOK managed to pull things together and salvage a situation that Mouse Morrow tried to take advantage of. If those Hellions weren't there, I think this push would have been game over. But those Hellions did salvage. He has no idea the Muta are out, though. There are Muta crossing the field to deny Mouse Morrow's everything. But they can't seem to make up their mind. They're gonna go over here. They found this base, and there's only one missile turret there. They need to make up their mind. Someone needs to do something. They are both sitting just idle. I guess this is a contain. You could call it that. But he's already on 3 bases. He doesn't need to go anywhere. BratOK is pulling back. And Lings and Muta are now coming across the field. They're going to try to engage us. BratOK is not sieged up. He can't do anything. Stimming to try to run. Hellions engage and try to kill all the Lings. More Marines coming from me. I don't even know what this is. This is a base. This is a 3rd base. An expansion. Marines are reinforcing from the expansion. That was the word I was trying to come up with. I was just so excited. And look at all these Marines. They're just half health. They're on the juice, man. They don't know what they're going to do without drugs, because drugs are awesome. No, I do not condone drugs. That is not what StarCraft Inc. is about. We are about awesome. There's no other word for it. Epic, awesome, crazy, silly willy. But no, we have this Overlord just chilling here. I'm waiting for that to turn into an Overseer and start causing shit. You know, like changelings and, you know, pooping on production facilities. I always hate it when they do that. It makes me sad. Especially when it's my Nexus and I really want to build probes. I'm a Protoss player, by the way. I'm not trying to build probes as Terran. But, yeah, this is becoming a big scary ball. I don't really know. Hellion Thor, that'd be good. That'd be good. I mean, Siege Tank Marine can work, but it's very delicate. And, hey, for any of you who watched the micro video that I posted on my channel, this is the dude. This is the man. He does that. And some people are like, what the fuck are you talking about? But a good 200 of you are like, I know what he's talking about. And I don't sound drunk. So these Muta are going to come across the field. They're going to storm the middle of the map, taking this tower, making sure nobody is there. And a hatch goes down over here. This is 4 base Zerg right now. to a 3-base Terran who hasn't even completely saturated. And one of his bases is very short mineral patch-wise. And look at all these Muta coming in here. They will be able to kill the missile turrets before the SCVs can do anything about it. And even if the SCVs try to repair, which they don't bother, but even if they did, the splash damage from the Mutas will tear apart the SCVs. Morlings coming out of the base. Overlords with speed. I don't know what the plan is for those. But, yeah, no, these Muta are keeping BratOK trapped in his base, which is really the purpose of Muta. A lot of the time you can't end the game with Muta, but they are such a positioning tool. They help you take your expansions. They keep the opponent in your base. They make you feel safe, and they make your opponent feel very not safe. Yeah, a little bit of a Guardian Blanky needed. But BratOK is dealing with it quite well. He hasn't lost too much. He's taken a few hits to his SCV line over here. Banelings coming out now for Morrow, and not just a few Banelings, a lot of Banelings, and 28 more Lings coming out to support that. We're also seeing an infestation pit, which is somewhere up here. Where is it? I don't know where it is. Doesn't matter. There is an infestation pit coming out somewhere, ladies and gentlemen, and that is bad news for BratOK because infestors are pretty damn good. That's as much as I'm going to say about that. But what are these doing? I don't really know. I don't really know. They're just kind of trolling. They're just kind of trolling. Oh, I see what he's done. That's actually really cool. I'll explain in a second. Muta coming in here and pressuring. Yeah, so meanwhile, while nothing's going on, what he did was he selected a bunch of overlords, okay? So, kind of like, let's say these Lings are overlords, he control-clicked them, he selected them all, right? And then he clicked all over the map, so here, and here, and here, and every time he clicked once, he held shift, and he clicked here, to deselect one, so that each time they arrived at a location, one would stop and stay there. So that's a very interesting way of spreading your overlords. You got overlord speed to do it quickly. These Muta are coming in here and they're going to rip apart all the bio on the ground. But I mean, what could BratOK do? He was forced to split his Marines to cover all his bases because they're not as mobile as the Muta. But when you do that, your army is so thin and that Muta ball is so thick that, you know, he can't even fight them off anymore, even if he's already where he needs to be. So in position or not, he's getting overwhelmed by the Muta alone. Now the army's pulling forward. Siege tanks need to siege up, because when this Baneling Ling army pushes in, oh, the siege tanks are just going to get rolled. He's not in a good situation here. He's going to get a lot of these Muta, though. Oh no, Marines, look out! Oh my god, this is so much stuff. So much stuff. BratOK really needs to start dropping, because the Zerg army is so far out of position, it would not be able to defend its base. And look at the expansions that are going down for Morrow. If BratOK does not push out of his base soon, he will be like completely overwhelmed. He will not be able to stop the production from Morrow. And we have lots of upgrades now coming out. Zerg Melee 2, Zerg Armor 2, Flyers Weapons 2, and BratOK is finding himself in a horrible situation. I don't even know what to tell you. I don't know how he's going to pull himself out of this, but look at how deep his siege tank line is, and there's a sex joke there as well. I will always notify you if there's a potential sex joke. And if you catch one that I don't, you let me know, because I do love my sex jokes. And here comes more siege tanks to the front line, slowly trying to siege creep across the map. Muta's coming to try to deny this forward motion. He's just going all in. He's trying to move his entire army forward. He is now completely clustered up. If this Muta Baneling Infestor army tries to push this, oh my god, I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm just, remember, that's what awesome sounds like. If you watched my Huck video, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, you know, shut the fuck up. Go watch my Huck video. Go watch it! No, you gotta wait until this is over. Then you can go watch it. Oh my god, siege tanks are gonna die to the Muta in the air! And... I don't even know what to tell you guys. This is pretty freaking crazy. Fungal growth going down on the army. So many infestors. We have a Greater Spire coming out, and Corruptors on the way, just finishing actually. And we're gonna see Broodlord soon. And he's on enough bases to do it, definitely, but BratOK desperately pushing forward. He needs to do damage. He needs to get this game back in his favor. A command center floating into the middle of nowhere. Right here, he's going to try to expand towards his opponent, which is very good because that is his attack path. He will be able to defend and attack at the same time. It's a great strategy. But we have the Terran player mineral lock. BratOK has so much gas and not enough minerals. He cannot really spend his economy the way he wants to. Whereas the Zerg player is sitting on 3,000 minerals in the bank and not enough gas. If only they could resource trade, because sharing is caring. And BratOK is sieging up. He has so many tanks, but now they are not as spread out as they were before. They are very clustered up. And I think a good Baneling attack smash thingy bobber doodle could do a lot of damage. I was trying to say words, but I'm having so much trouble because there's so much awesome and it is filling my mouth. Come on, you know what to say. And here we come with Broodlords. This is going to make any kind of tank push impossible. Broodlords are the answer to that many siege tanks. And now BratOK is going to lose this expansion. Why are the Muta just kind of watching? I don't know. But here we go. Now they're going to clean that up. And that is the downside. If you have to pull back, this is the downside to expanding through your attack path. But the Muta are sure taking their time with that. They're not even going to bother. This actually might survive due to Morrow not really paying attention. I'm not sure what he's working on. Saturating all his bases, I think. He's got a lot to pay attention to. And we are seeing Vikings come out for BratOK, but he does not have the economy to compete with the Zerg anymore. Look at this. He's already getting saturated at every single base except for this one. And this one he's working on it, but no, he doesn't have queens everywhere. Which is probably good, because if you have too many queens at all your expansions, you're going to start having them consume too much supply, and you won't have much of an army. So, you know what, when you have this many hatcheries, I mean, he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bases. He's on 7 bases to the Terrans 3. Okay, now, the game, I think, is already over. But we'll see if BratOK can pull off a miracle. But yeah, if you're on 7 hatcheries, you do not need queens at every single one. That is a waste of supply. BratOK kind of letting 2 SCVs go down the shitter. I'm not really sure what they did to him, but he decided they needed to die. And a lot of Broodlords now. How many do we have? I'm going to go to the unit counting station. Woo-woo! 7 Broodlords with 11 Corruptors out. And that's bad news for our friend BratOK. And it looks like Russia will be losing to Sweden, but I'm counting my chickens before they have hatched. Chickens hatch, right? That's the saying? Good. And, I don't know, maybe BratOK can pull something out of his ass, but he'll have to do it soon, because Morrow is simply going to be able to remax, even if he doesn't. Like, he could just sit here and do nothing. He is maxed. He's at 192, and right now he's just going to accrue a bank. Once he has enough to remax, he's going to smash into the Terran army and use all his larvae to just out-macro the Terran player. The Terran player will never be able to replace an army after trading with the Zerg as fast as the Zerg will be able to. So building another command center, but where can he even expand? We do have lings everywhere kind of for spotting, and Overlord spreading creep. This is not a good situation for BratOK whatsoever, and I have no idea what direction this game is going to go into. The Terran player could easily lose everything very quickly by wandering into this army in the wrong way. But at the same time, with siege tanks, you can very cost-effectively kill your opponent, as well as Vikings outranging the Broodlords. I mean, there are a lot of Corruptors here to defend, but remember, SCVs can repair, so it'll be all up to BratOK and his micro. Can he pull off a miracle? Can he win like he did in the early days of StarCraft? Is he still that same Terran player? I don't know, man. I don't know. To be perfectly honest, BratOK is not one of the players I watch very often. And when it comes to Terran players, he's not one of the most famous Terran players either. So I'd like to see him make a name for himself once again, kind of bring his name back into the spotlight. We do have these Muta trying to circle around and harass, but at this point I don't even think the Zerg player needs to harass. He's at 2k in the bank for minerals, 4k in the bank for gas almost, and lots of lings sprinting down. He can just start smashing into the Terran player. This is the wrong way though. Why smash lings that aren't going to do any damage? Baneling landmines, look at this, we are seeing burrowed banelings, and he's trying to take this expansion. and he can't just because Lings are being assholes. These Marines do mow them down, but it won't be hard for Morrow to come down here with a few more units just to deny this. BratOK is almost maxed. I think Morrow is pushing his advantage. He's waiting too long. More overlords being spread across the map. I think he's going to start spreading creep all over the place just so expansions cannot be taken. But this is such a remote expansion for BratOK. It'll be so hard for him to hold that, especially when the Zerg has mobility over him with those Muta and with those Lings. Vikings could be circling the map and taking out overlords. They're pretty quick, and this end of the world is not a very big place. I don't know why he hasn't started. There he goes now. Vikings are going to be flying around. He could split them up. He could do a lot of damage all over the place and start to supply block BratOK. That would be the way to go, because if he does trade armies with BratOK, if he's supply blocked like he is now, he won't be able to remax without spending his larva first on the overlords, so it will buy BratOK time. But you know what? I don't even know what to tell you. Morrow is slowly throwing away his lead. I think he's trying to free up supplies so he can max out on simply corruptors and infestors and broodlords. He doesn't want anything except for those units, and so he's letting his Lings die. I don't even know where the Muta are. Let's take a look once again at that unit counting station. We have one Muta on the field, so somewhere along the lines I missed it. He threw those units away. Holy cow. Holy cow, Batman. So lots of Vikings coming over here. Gonna get a ton of free overlords. That's how this is gonna go. And despite how many he's killing, he still hasn't supply blocked the Zerg. Still has not supply blocked the Zerg. I don't even know. More Baneling landmines are being spread all over the place. BratOK must have seen those go underground. He is leaving these siege tanks pretty exposed right now, and I don't know if bunkers are the right decision because they can't really do anything about the broodlords. The broodlords can sit back and take advantage of the fact that these bunkers are in fact static, and when the siege tanks start to shell everything, the bunkers are going to take damage. So I don't know what to tell you, man. This is quite the game. It's quite the setup. But BratOK is managing to pull himself together and get some more expansions. I mean, look at the Zerg right now. Morrow has mined himself out almost everywhere, and these units are so expensive, but if he loses them, it's game over. And look as he pushes forward with all these spy crawlers, but the spy crawlers are going to go down to siege tanks as they try to burrow. Broodlords are moving forward on the siege tanks position, but Vikings are coming in to deny those. But lots of corruptors here for Morrow are going to be able to deny the Vikings fire on the broodlords, but the corruptors are getting split up. This is not a good situation, as the infestors do spit out lots of infested Terran to tank for more infestors as they try to get a fungal growth on the Vikings, and they do in fact get all of the Vikings with fungal growth, and the Terran player can't do a thing about it. Siege tanks trying to take out all the infestors, and I think they do. No, there's a lot of infestors back here still, and the Terran player backs out. And look at, he's spent all his money now on 20 more corruptors, but he's getting Zerg Flower Weapons 3, and now switching into ranged weapons for ground. I mean, when you have this much money, why not? But look at this. He's got this base, he's got this base, he's got this base, he's got this base. There's 4 more mining bases here for the Zerg. But if he doesn't make sure he is cost effective, he may end up mining himself out. I mean, BratOK killed much more than he lost. I want to look at the units lost tab. Look at this here. We have 338 units costing him 20k, and 183 costing only 17k for the Terran player. There's tons of difference there. And Zerg, like I said, he really needs to make these count. Otherwise, he's going to mine himself out trying to push the Terran. Look at all those corruptors flying forward, getting ahead of themselves, but the Terran player can't rightly push and chase, or he will be caught by the infestors. If he can bait the infestors' energy, make him force the fungal growths, maybe he can exhaust their energy count. The Marines do push forward, and they do get fungled. That is what we knew was going to happen. Corruptors pushing forward. There are so many corruptors, and that makes it so hard to kill the broodlords, and the broodlords are really what are causing the problems. The Marines try to flank, fungal growth going down. More Vikings trying to spray the corruptors with as much fire as they can. And once again, the Zerg is backing up. I think he needs to just commit, because the Terran player cannot keep up with the production. There's so many corruptors here, and more are being morphed into Broodlords, like a substantial amount. 10 more Broodlords, as well as 3 Infestors on the way. I think those were cancelled, though, as I think he wants his gas. Oh, I don't know why he canceled those. He definitely canceled those. They weren't done, and they disappeared from the production tab. We do see BratOK trying to scrape together another ragtag force, but he's out of siege tanks and he's out of Vikings. He's got a few more, 3 more on the way, but this army is just so powerful. Broodlord, Corruptor, Infestor, what do you even do against that? I don't know. He's going to have to play it so perfect. The Broodlings run so far, and like they got all the way up here and started attacking that command center. And now he's just losing everything. Everything in this army's wake. But the fact that Morrow is hooking down like this is giving BratOK tons of time to figure out what he wants to do about this situation. If there is, in fact, anything he can do, just trying to keep up with the air. They do outrange the Corruptors, I believe. Siege tanks trying to shell everything. Look at this, though. The siege tanks get mind controlled by the Infestors. Fungal growth goes down on the Marines. The siege tanks are killing each other. And that's not a good situation at all. And look at the BratOK GG's to Morrow at 36 minutes into the game. What a game, ladies and gentlemen. I am glad I chose this one. I hope you are too. You guys are watching StarCraft Inc.